Ladies and gentlemen, it has all come down to this, the Hour of Reckoning, where we finally get the arena rewards. Now this weekend and this arena has been, in my time playing the Marvel Contest of Champions in the last 9 months, it has been by far the most mentally straining arena that I've done. It has just absolutely exhausted me all weekend, just trying to constantly figure out and predict what the cutoff is going to be, because there has been so much discussion on the forums, on Facebook, on Reddit, on Twitter, just everywhere you can possibly think of. There's been a huge discussion and a huge array of opinions as to, what the cutoff might be and where it's going to land. And yeah, it was so straining. But last night I went to sleep and I had a dream. And every night I dream, by the way, guys. I have quite like long and exciting dreams most of the time. But Kabam Mike actually came up to me in my dream last night and said, "Seatin, whatever you do, do not score over 5.9 million. He said that very, very clearly, and that's the first thing that I remember when I woke up. So I don't know if that was like my internal self speaking to myself, or I don't know if Kabam Mike's kind of like a Jedi and he was doing some mind tricks. But yeah, I stopped just before 5.9 million. And well, guys, let's have a look at the mailbox. We hit the jackpot. Managed to rank in the top 1 to 5% and finally got the Black Widow Awakened, finally got it duped. I feel like, however, we have yet to dupe Black Widow, like, outside of this. But, if we were to dupe Black Widow in the next week, I'm probably going to be, like, a little bit salty, because if we dupe her, we get the full 20 levels, whereas all we did in this arena was to grind to awaken her. But also, that's a very, very important part of the endgame. I mean, there's also a chance that we could go, and there are players that have gone, like, 2 years without ever getting a second copy of Black Widow. So, for the moment, I'm really happy that I've done the grind. But also, I'm so exhausted. Like, it was so mentally draining, kind of slugging away in arena. And also just the constant mindfuck of, like, oh, have I gone too high? Am I going too low? Like, what's everybody else doing? So, yeah, I'm really, really happy with the final result, guys. We got, again, just over under 5.9 million in terms of points. And I had a little bit of a look on Reddit. And I'll just bring the thread up now, which is the Joe Fixit first submit scores. Now let's get this up and look at some of the scores. So are we gonna let's filter by the best one. Actually, newest. Yeah, so somebody got 5.7 million and they were shitting their pants. So I think they're going to be quite happy. It looks like from a lot of the results, the lower cutoff was just maybe over 5 million. Because somebody got 4.92 million and ranked 5,777 and missed out on Black Widow. So it looks like there was a pretty tight cutoff. I know as well, I saw somebody on Twitter that got just like literally just over 7 million and managed to rank 190. So I feel like the cutoff for Joe Fixit probably landed at like the 6.5, 6.6 million mark. So I think we stopped at pretty much the, well, not the perfect time, because we overshot by like quite a bit, but it was a, we had like a good margin of error there by about 900,000 points, which realistically is only like a couple more arena rounds. But I feel like in terms of like the window for Black Widow, this is probably the tightest window we've ever seen for, a top 1 to 5% champion, because it looks like, while the final scores aren't in yet, it looks like, it's going to be just like 5 to 6 million, or maybe a little bit more than 6 million for the people that actually got Black Widow. So again, very, very tight in terms of points. Like a couple of rounds were the difference between, getting Black Widow and not getting Black Widow, or maybe getting the 4-star Joe Fixit. So yeah, a very, very mentally draining arena. I'm exhausted. Like, I'm so exhausted, and I've done like nothing this weekend apart from, just grind arena, play video games, watch TV, and like just constantly worry about the cutoff. So I'm really, really glad to have that stress out of the way. It feels pretty good. But anyway, let's have a look at our new Awakened Black Widow. We claim that. Wonderful. So let's go on to the info and see what she starts at as dupe ability level 1. So 10% chance of dupe level 1. Now we actually have tons of signature stones to chuck into our, I think we have about 30, is it 30 levels, or am I being too ambitious? No, we got 27, so we've been saving like every skill signature stone since the start of getting them to pump into Black Widow. Very regretfully, well, I guess not really regretfully, but I did pump like all the generic ones I ever got into my Scarlet Witch, which has been very, very useful up until this point, but it just means that it's going to be like quite a bit longer until we can get like that dupe level 99 Black Widow. And kind of dupe level 99 is where you really, really want the champion, as she is just so, so reliable and so, so good at that level. But let's have a quick look in terms of her info now, see which dupe level she's at. So yeah, that's boosted it up from 10% to 75.3%, which is quite a viable level to play the character at. I mean, you know, it's not quite 100%, but certainly like a huge increase in comparison to the 10%. And also one interesting thing, well, I guess it's interesting, is that in terms of our catalyst, now we're actually gonna have to see tomorrow, but I'll just show you guys where I'm at with my tier 4 catalyst at the moment. So as you can see, we have 4 skill ones at the moment, so we could theoretically take the Black Widow all the way up to 550 right now, or maybe in a ranking video tomorrow. However, we just finished Alliance Quest, and this is the week where we get the Tech Catalyst. And in terms of priority at the moment, my overall priority for all of the champions is to get the 5-star Star-Lord up to rank 4 and level 55. So tomorrow morning it's going to arrive in my mail, a Catalyst gem, and if we are lucky enough to pull the Tech one, that means we can get the Star-Lord straight up. If not, then it's probably a choice between, actually it's a choice between 3 characters if we don't get the Tech one. It's either going to be 4 to 550, we got enough Cosmic, Storm is literally like one, I need to, what is it? Sell 1 tier 3 catalyst to fully form a tier 4 one, and then we could possibly bring Storm up to rank 3 level 45 for the prestige, or we could bring Black Widow all the way up. At the moment I'm really leaning towards the Black Widow one, but it really depends on whether or not, you know, I want to use it for utility like Black Widow, or if I want to go for Storm and get the prestige there. I think my 4, he can probably stay at like rank 4 for a little bit longer, because although 4's like a really, really powerful champion, at the moment in Alliance Quest, I don't really need him to be like that much more powerful, because he is already an amazing boss killer, can kill Kang in like under 30 hits, well, just over 30 hits, should I say. So he's pretty sufficient at the moment, so I'm really, really hoping tomorrow overall that we get the Tech Catalyst, but if not, we're either going to be bringing the Black Widow or the Mutant up, depending on, you know, I'm going to have a chat with my Alliance members later today and see what they believe. But we're gonna have to see, guys. We have a lot of catalyst. However, the big problem at the moment, which I'll talk a little bit more about in tomorrow's progression update video, is gold. Gold is such like a huge problem, especially when you have to shell out quite a lot for the Alliance Quest donations on a weekly basis. Ranking up characters at endgame is very, very expensive. And in terms of donations, you'll see like the gold that I'm looking at in the battle chips. We've got 40k. That is the donation for next week, and then we have, you know, what is it? Just under 900,000 and 90k of that. So we realistically only have about 800,000 gold, and that really is only like 1 champion, maybe like 1 champion and a half to 550 or the max level, but again, they are so expensive to rank up, so that does kind of suck. But apart from that, we ain't doing too bad. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to share my final thoughts on the arena grind this weekend. Like, I really did not enjoy this. It put me under so much stress, so much pressure, and I think a lot of this was just internal. It's a lot of stuff that, you know, was going on in my head, just about numbers. I was constantly worrying about numbers, and realistically, it's just a friggin' video game. Like, I shouldn't have worried about it, shouldn't have dedicated so much time and mental resource to kind of being like, oh, you know, what is the score going to be? Just spent so long checking Facebook, Reddit, the forums, and it was a really terrible experience. I just did not have a fun weekend. It killed my productivity, and I just feel like I've wasted so much time and so much like energy and effort on this. So I'm really glad it's over. I'm really glad that we got the Black Widow duped and that it's over and that we don't need to worry about this for a very long time. Especially, you know, over the Christmas period, I've got a lot of the champions that are coming in arena, like Crossbones. No, we've already got Crossbones like Black Panther Civil War. So there are a lot of grinds that I can just completely disregard. But I feel like even for champions like Falcon, unless there's like a really hyped champion, I feel like I want to give arena grinding a break for as long as I possibly can, because it really crippled my enjoyment of the game, and it just put me under so much stress for like almost no reason this weekend, and it was really stupid. I just felt like, yeah, so stressed all the time, and I just, you know, wasn't up for doing live streams and stuff. And it sucked. I really hate the arena system in Marvel Contest of Champions. I wish there was something that was just, you know, skill-based and you could get new champions that way, instead of, you know, just kind of bidding with your time and having the risk, if you bid too much time and points and energy, that you don't get the champion. So that was not a fun experience. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's just me rattling off. I did not have a good weekend. I did not enjoy this. It was not fun. But I'd be interested, guys, what did you find? If you ground out for Black Widow this weekend, did you manage to get the champion? How did you find the grind? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. Apart from that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, feel free to leave a thumbs up on the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. Apart from that, guys, take care and have an absolutely fantastic day.